Okay, people were bundled up like Eskimos. Like Eskimo pies, baby. Like Eskimo pies. And a lot of them have very sour faces. Very sour faces. Because it's silver bells. Silver bells. Ooh, doo 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 doo. Boo 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 boo. Cold as a witch's. Doo doo doo. Cold as a freaking witch's. Ay caramba, this traffic. Do we have the all clear, or are we going to get smashed to pieces here? I'm just waiting for the day when we get that beat down. When we get that beat down. Ooh. The Snap-on guy. Snap on all these crazy tools. Please hit the thumbs up button if you're coming in. It is appreciated. It's been a very busy Well, this dope just pulled right out. Hey Sarah, Kate, how you doing? Hey Ronnie. Ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Boyer, Boyer smoothie. El Pariente. Yep, thumbs up are appreciated. We've got a cold wave warning in effect for tonight. Ronnie's going to lay up upper 20s to upper 30s. Ronnie's going to think that's the funniest thing he ever heard come living in Wisconsin. What's going on, Naomi? I'm late today. I had to go over and officially sign over the storage to Blackbird today, so got that all taken care of. Let's see. Boy, that sun is brutal pulling in and out, I'll tell you that. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Warm days now, it's going to cool down. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. We're gonna have to get some fuel today, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Shimei. How are you? Oh, let's see. We got Shimei, we got Ronnie, we got Shimei, we got Ronnie, we got Naomi, we got Ronnie, and 22 other people. All right. Well, they've got a block drain in there, baby. That's it. It's all shook up. Do-do-do. It is so windy. What's up, Dr. Frankenstein? How you doing? It is so damn windy today. Oh, man. These guys are like, these trucks are like 60 feet long. Let's hope we're not going to smash anything. All right, let's go on. So I'm later today. I had to meet Blackbird over at the storage to get that. We had it unofficially taken care of today. We had to officially take care of it. Get that changed over. And I had to tell him I got some work for him next week, so. Here we go. Man, it was so windy today and so cold. Don't fall out of there. Mother. Please hit the thumbs up. Couldn't make fresh coffee there, no water, so I had to just use the old crap and all combine it in there. How windy was it? I was surprised. Kitchen Stadium. Of course, I know how to keep an outdoor party tent going forever, basically. But, I'm sure I'm going to get reports through the night tonight of the damage that was done. This has been a very difficult week here. I mean, everything's always relative. I know you guys been pounded. Up in the Sierras, they have major... people died up there. I'm looking out today. I'm over at the storage place. I'm looking at the window. I'm going up the road, and what the hell, the mountains are all covered with snow here, which only happens about every 5 years or so. But it's beautiful. Yeah, the tent was it was okay. You know, it's made to float. The thing is, you have to think of it in terms of like karate or jiu-jitsu. You have to use the wind strength against it. So you let it kind of flop up a little bit. You let it float free. You keep the corners tied and you'll never lose. You keep the connections taped. You'll never lose the, it'll never come down. You just let it flow free. The worst danger of those is if rain accumulates, and then it can bend the side struts, the support skeleton, and then you got trouble. Yeah, it's like a kung fu kind of thing. That coffee's good. I should have heated it some more. But the plumber was right there where I'm trying to use the microwave. He's trying to bring in the big snake to power or snaker to figure out what's going on. You got to bring in the big Milwaukee grinder, baby. The whirling grinder to open that up. Yeah, Milwaukee has some great tools. Go ahead, dude. There you go. Don't mind if I do. Take the right away. How do you do? So I'm sure we have some trees, Dan. I don't know if it's going to be a crystal clear night tonight, so that's going to be very problematic for our temperatures here. Friday. I was thinking about going to Bodega Bay. They were blowing 30, 35 mile an hour gale force winds today. I guess that's not happening. I don't know. Maybe it means tomorrow. Kung Fu. Maybe tomorrow, I don't know. I was able to do some work over to church today. Got some maintenance done there. Been busy. Had to meet Bert at the storage. Yeah, the trimmer's okay. It can swivel and change direction. It's not, in other words, it's not fixed. You can turn the blade. You can turn the blades 90 degrees either way from vertical, which I don't really care about. It's probably not as powerful as the one that went tits up. To be honest with you, that was really a nice one. But I got 14 years at it. And you know, on the rancho, it's not like a residential property. I mean, it's a lot of shit going on there. There's a lot of trees, a lot of hedge, a lot of bottle brush, a lot of Lady Banks roses to be trimmed. So that baby's always on the go. Always on the go. Pretty good shape. I just got the front to do, and I've got to solve that water problem. I've got to pull the weeds, get them knocked down for, well, we're not going to be putting anything in for a month. Let me let these birdies, less back work or flex. Yeah, it's a thing. So hopefully, if I can get 5 years out of something, I was surprised it was only $100. Surprised. I would have rather had the other one, but I had to get rid of some junky tools. Man, just always buy good stuff. Ooh, man, I hit that baby hard. You know, I had that polling chainsaw electric crap. I had that Sunjo tree trimmer extendable crap. Total and complete crap. You have to really pay up and get Stihl or Husqvarna or Milwaukee, something like that. That's going to be good. Please hit the thumbs up. We got 36 people. We only got 9 thumbs up. I have to cut the grass at my property, but I'm late. I saw a few snowflakes, but it's too well. We had snowflakes early into Wednesday into Thursday. Tuesday into Wednesday, I mean. That's when we had the, was it? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's been, like I said, I can see the snow-capped peaks here, which you only get down here every 5 years or so. But believe it or not this Saturday, but this Saturday I take off for the East Coast. It's supposed to be 68 degrees and sunny here. Yeah, it's nice. It hit 80 degrees. Bought a machete in Mexico. Never fails. You know, a machete is a good thing. That's a really good thing. I guess I need a little more of a control aspect to it. I'm afraid I'll cut a water line coming down too hard or something. Cut my sack off or something. So I have to be very careful with that. No, great, not for pruning. Yeah, it's I need that trimmer. The mountain around yeah. Well, they got snow on them up here at Mount Hood, and it's beautiful up there, up county there a bit. Going over top of the mountains between Sonoma and Napa County, going over top of where the petrified forest is, Porter Creek Road, all that. It's where the fires came sweeping through in 2017 through there. Oh shit, this guy's got a bad wheel on his chooch cart. Good for branches, an inch thick. Yeah, I just need power. I need power. I can't do it without power. And today you probably didn't see the afternoon vid. I'm thinking about getting a school bus and doing a conversion. If I can get one for a good price. What's up, Nick? How you doing? So I do have my jacket. We might be able to walk around downtown a little bit tonight, but man, I'm hoping that wind dies down a little bit, because that just cuts you like a knife. Yeah, I know that Partridge Family. I've seen a lot of pictures of some really nice things people have done to build out inside. I mean, they actually spend the money and get some real kitchen cabinets and lay them in. They put a nice stove in. A two-way stove, electric or gas. I mean, I don't know. 12-volt fridge. You don't want to buy the Dometic stuff. Is good, but damn, man, it's expensive. The 12-volt, the 120, or the propane. Yeah, Ruben Kincaid, your manager. So I think the time is going to be right, because a lot of these school districts have very declining enrollment. And it's not like I don't have room to put the thing on the property. The big issue is getting it into the property. So before you even look, you'd have to have the fence modified to be a double swing fence. Instead of one opening, you need another one to open to and be able to get in there. You have to be able to come in at an angle. You can't make a right-hand turn into there. You need more clearance for it. So the internet has ruined school for kids. Well, they're finding out in the culture now that it's been destructive to young people in particular. So a lot of nations France and some other nations are adopting you have to be 16 and older. And I mean, I can tell that it's influenced. Yesterday I was in the bed napping late and got up after you had ended the show. Okay, Rosie. Well, I didn't end the show until like 7 o'clock. Yeah, I'm on the B channel, so I'm not have to be as long. Tomorrow we're going to be live on the A channel, so it's going to be a bigger crowd. We're going to be putting down a few drinks. Don't really need to do a lot of shopping. Saturday I need to go over to Costco and pick up a chicken. I need to make some chicken soup Saturday night for the week. Continue moving ahead. I've got a lot of projects that are underway on the Rancho. A lot of projects. How you doing, Amanda? Hug and kiss. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done on the Rancho. A lot of stuff. Do 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 do. I heard somebody say, "Burn, baby, burn." I can help. I was a landscaper before, like 5 or 10 years ago. Yes. You really, the size of this place, you're talking about being a groundskeeper. That's what you're talking about. It's a groundskeeper job. That's the issue. Olympic gold on the Olympic pool in the backboard. I would never put a pool on that property. Never, ever. I might put a hot tub on the deck, a cheap reclaimed one. But I would never put a pool on that property. The liability stuff, the people in the neighborhood, the density, it would be nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble. I don't need the maintenance. I don't need the headaches, the filters. It seems like everybody's always replacing a filter or a pump, or this is going bad or that's going good. I don't need it. They must make this stuff like junk. Yeah, you're the wanker, Beetlejuice pensioner. I see your boy got arrested today, your idol. Andrew Mountbatten. Mountbatten. Yeah, that is not even please let us swim in your pool. They're already out there. Yeah, nobody wants to deal with a pool. You put together a makeshift hot tub, you have fun, you splash around a little bit, you throw a heater in. Yeah, why dick around? You get the baby grounded real good, you're all good to go. That's something you could set up, a recirculating solar system to just keep that pool warm in wintertime, provided the sun is out. Oh, they help them. Oh, hell yeah. That demands to be put into heavy agricultural production back there, or it has to be set up into an apartment complex, a 4-on-4 unit, a 2-story. You can have four ADUs on it. And I couldn't believe it when I looked up, when AI looked up the, all right, stand by. Let me make a quick, all right, there we go. Oh, man. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I forgot to make my appointment at the barber shop tomorrow, so that's all taken care of. I gotta be looking sharp. I've gotta be me. I've gotta be. So I never want to pull on the property. And I learned too that instead of putting rows lengthwise for planting crops, you want to put rows perpendicular to the sun. In other words, you want them crosswise because the sun is up there and it just moves through the sky and it gets sun evenly on all this stuff. If you just plant it in an east-west configuration, the light will be blocked from, you got to understand how you plant all your stuff and stuff. So it's a whole situation. But I want to put some more lighting up. I want to fix the deck. Unfortunately, if I'm growing stuff out there, I gotta put the chicken wire out to keep the cats from taking dumps all over the, where the stuff is. All the plant. Yeah, they shade each other, so you have to kind of be intelligent how you're gonna work it. I never thought of that before. But when it was pointed out to me, it made a lot of sense because the front of the house faces east, the back is west. So you're kind of getting sun from the side all day long. It comes from the front, over, in the back. And then all it does is it's higher in the sky in summer, and then it's lower to the horizon in wintertime. That's the whole deal. That's it, Amanda Hugging Kids. That's all you need to know about farming. So I don't know. We're going to have to work on the planter boxes and get them ready. I got to do all the... I guess I'm just going to grow a lot of tomatoes. Might grow carrots and onions. Lower. It's closer to the horizon in winter. It only goes up about, let's say, 45 degrees. Whereas in summer, it's up about 50. It's up about 80, 85 degrees. So it's like the perfect property for solar. Especially if you put it on the workshop side facing south there, it just gets sun all day. You could easily do a recirculating hot box that just recycles, just moves, it just recirculates water through a little hot tub on the back deck or something. Easy peasy, you don't even need any electrical near it. Oh man, I think Jamaica in the moonlight. Yeah, I got some work for Blackbird next week. Oh man, there was a lot of grounds in that coffee. That really sucked. Well, congratulations to the U.S. women's hockey team for a gold medal today, and congratulations to the Canadian team for the silver. Tough and scrappy, man. Tough and scrappy. Good job, both teams. How you doing, Junksy Modar? I have a tiller. I might try planting some experimental onions in the back. You know, tilling out of spots. Maybe, maybe a foot wide, and then just putting down the plastic on it, and then putting some onion sets in it. This sweet white onions. 15. Yeah, thank you. Thumbs up or appreciate it. I missed the drama of the '94 Olympics. That must have been Tanya Harding, was it? I don't really follow these. I like team sports. I'm not crazy about individual. There's always a lot of unexpected triumph and a lot of wipeouts. But it makes it it makes it challenging. You know, it's hard to get the human interest angle on a lot of this. I know one of these girls proposed to another girl at hockey, and then went on to win the gold medal. That's a hell of a wedding present, isn't it? And in the news today, I got an email from Corky. Look, Corky's like, you ain't gonna believe it, Rosie. For the first time in 347 years, British monarch, royal family members under arrest. I'm not even sure this guy even did anything, you know. It's just, he sure liked it down there. I don't know. It seems to me that the mother was worse, you know, for talking about her daughters out on a shag or something. I mean, holy smokes. But I think it's just her sense of humor. But, you know, make it make sense to me, right? Make it make sense. Please visit my small. I'm new from YouTube. Please visit. Please visit. Have you subscribed here, Junker? Just put a comment on a video, and I'll make sure to subscribe it on the other channel, the Rosie O'Kelly channel. So I don't know what I'm gonna have tonight. Yesterday I blew it out with that shrimp. The hell was that? I don't know. Did some dope throw some? I guess something's fallen out of the palm tree because of the wind. I don't know. It's done. Subscribe to you, my friend. Yeah, the other channel, the Rosie O'Kelly channel. So tomorrow night we're going to be on the main channel for live, and Saturday night. Saturday night I got to make up some soup for the week. Big batch of chicken soup. Not sure what the weather's going to be tomorrow. I might be able to blow out and do some crabbing. I don't know. I'm sorry, folks. You can't crab when it's gale force winds over there. Your gear will just be down sideways to the bank. It'll be hard. But I would like to have some crab tomorrow night. It just depends. I haven't looked at the forecast for the Bodega Bay winds tomorrow. But Lord, I hope they calm down. It certainly earned its name, Bodega Bay. Arg, the sea was very angry, me friends. I don't have to hunt the main channel. Yeah, you don't have to hunt anything. It's good to beef up this one. You know, I put very important content up about AI this week. Very, very important. If I had anybody that was associated with tech stocks, I would definitely pass that along. Humorous, yet definitely to the point. And, you know, I want to be very clear and on the record and very definitive. I don't want anybody to come like, oh, you know, maybe you said this. I want a record to be there. What are we doing, bro? Yeah, hey, there's Corky. Thank you, Corky. I tried to wake up people a little bit, Corky. It's very difficult. It's not the kind of video that gets traction within my subscriber base, but I'm hoping it'll be picked up outside of that, because it's some thoughts I haven't heard before. I'm not patting myself on the back, but I did put a composite picture together today that you look at in the market now, Corky, and some of this private capital firms, Blue Owl, and all these other, yeah, it's getting a little dicey out there. You know, it's like the meat's kind of headed for the shredder a little bit. Corky likes to chat beech trees. I don't know if it's beech trees or sugar maple trees. I don't know how big sugar mapling is in Ontario province. I don't know. Seems to me it'd be more up in Quebec and those places. I don't know. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. I don't know where the hell all the maples. But congratulations to the Canadian women. That's over. It was a good game, what I saw. Scrappy teams. The sap drips out of the tapper. Yeah, the sap does drip out of the tapper, but it takes a lot of concentration over heat. Like, I watched this channel, this farm channel, and this family's growing all their vegetables, sweet potatoes, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, corn. I mean, we're talking about a 30-acre farm. I got 3/4 of an acre. You're talking about 30 acres. Tomatoes, onions, garlic, butternut squash, peppers. And then they have a farm stand, but they're canning a lot of this stuff. But when you look at these sweet potatoes they grew, and you see that they got to be pressure canned for like 60 minutes, you think of the energy expended in canning. And I know I've done a lot of canning in my time. Peaches, tomato sauce. You don't do it to really save money. Maybe if you had a log fire to steam it on or something like that. But yeah, I've done a lot of canning, Dr. Frankenstein. It's okay. But can you imagine, who would think a potato needs to be pressure canned for like, I don't know, 60 or 90 minutes or something? I don't think that you can. I question whether you're spending more on those potatoes than if I just go out and buy sweet potatoes. I'd love to have a plot of land. I can have my own produce and fruits. Honey, it's work. 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 Work, work, work. Got a lot to worry about. I got the overlay of the cats that like to paw and take a dump in loose soil and things, so I have to put netting around, and then the cat will get his head stuck in it, and it's all kinds of problematic. Yeah, packaging automation. So I'm thinking today, I'm watching this woman and she's using more energy, and she's got an electric stove. Now, you and I both know that electric stoves are the most inefficient. Right, gas is the most efficient. But if you say gas in California now, everybody loses their shit. Oh, okay, the gas. Whoa, you know, you're environmentally unfriendly. I got two able nephews and niece who can till that land. The AI will decide the potatoes are too costly and replace with a mineral paste. I think if you can do a large economy of scale in a canning line, and then pressure canning where you can put, I don't know, call it, Dr. Frankenstein, 1,000 quart jars of sweet potatoes in that have been blanched, And then, yeah, close the lid like a submarine door, right? A hatch, swing it closed, tighten it up. Make sure that your relief valve is all set for the right PSI and let her go. You owe nothing and be happy. So I think there's a false economy of scale. Hey, Angus Kisses. You know, tomatoes, like this year, instead of making tomato, you know, I've made tomato paste before. It's fantastic. It takes forever to make it. All you're doing is boiling down and concentrating tomato sauce. That's cool. The dog's all tied onto the chooch cart to pull it along. Yeah, baked sweet. Yeah, 2,000 cans per shift, and it starts to make economic sense. But if I'm burning a lot of wood outside and I'm running a pressure canner on top of it, okay, then it starts to make economic sense. All right, I'm running that out there. I'm using the wood that needs to be burned up anyway. Lord knows I produce a lot of wood on the rancho. You know, you can do it that way. But the energy input from running an electric stove for 90 minutes, we need an emergency. I was telling people, the Corky, that I got your nice message this morning. Cracked me up. Are you surprised, Corky? I'm not surprised. But I don't think it anyway disparages the royal family. I think William has been a fine, and his wife have been fine people. I don't see any, you know, he understands the gravity of his position. So other people are like, oh, the royal family, this is the end of it, and blah, 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 and all that. Come on. Chat, can you hear Rosie? Yeah, just restart your, just close out Angus Kisses and then come in and please give it thumbs up, everybody. But he doesn't sweat. I don't know. You know, Corky, I always tell people, sometimes money and opportunity, it's a bad combination. The average person out here schlepping mail for the post office, or, you know, humping cargo around, or managing a store, a restaurant, cooking, slinging hash in the morning, man, they don't got time to be going up to some Epstein Island and stuff. But when you have a lot of money, it opens up the possibility of a lot of vice. Go ahead and go back in. Yeah. Used to say, don't complain, don't explain. I don't know, the mother saying, oh, you know, I don't know if what's her name will be back from her shagging. Could you imagine saying that about your daughter or something? It's like, hello? She was a rather randy one. So I don't know. I mean, it didn't surprise me, Corky. It did not surprise me at all. So now you have ex-member of the royal family that has to appear at the bar of justice and have a barrister to represent him in open court. I'm no fan of the royals, but Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, I think her grandson's doing it. I don't know about Charles. He's, you know, he blew his wad on the Camilla thing, you know, and it's kind of nobody really cares. He's just like, oh, I don't know. He's just like a placeholder. That's it. So the royal family will endure. The German dynasty will continue there. King Sausage Fingers is having. Damn, Corky. To think this guy is on your money, dude, and you're saying that. Do you know 100 years ago you could be swinging from the yard arm, Corky? You could be strung up or keel hauled. Other than they have a made up. Well, that's what I'm saying. They're as German as they can be. Right. Corky, you can't say that, man. You'll be taken out at sunrise. Sir Corky is the treasonous subject of the king. You have been accorded to be dealt with harshly. I just say the family fits the times. Yeah, they changed their name because of the German connection there, yeah. That's why they always suspected that Edward the Eighth or whatever was, he was real chummy with the Nazis and shit. And they always had to keep an eye on that bird. Anyway, fascinating story. Yeah, it is important to understand, but it's lost on people today, doctor. You know, ethnicity means nothing anymore. You know, I'm part Alsatian, but 99 out of 100 people couldn't find Alsace on a map. It doesn't really matter anymore. Guy throws the stick and the dog just lays down. The knowledge of history, geography today is horrific. Absolutely horrific. Yeah, Alsace-Lorraine, yeah. I love this little dog, thinks it's going to go after the big dog. So I'm not, this royal stuff still has to shake out. I don't know how you recover from that. You got the whole side story of Harry and Meghan Sparkle, whatever the hell her name is. That's a whole nother three-ring circus on the side. Will they leave Montecito or this? Every time you see the prince on a show, he looks so uncomfortable. It's like he wants to be out having a couple pints with the lads or something and hanging out with his old military buds, not spatchcocking chickens. Right. Corky, when was the last time, king for content, when was the last time, Corky, you spatchcocked a chicken? In today's episode, the prince will be spatchcocking her. Never fails to amuse. Rule Britannia. Do 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 do. I used to work in Markstantenfeld, Germany. Oh, shoot. Mom told me not to spatchcock my chicken. Yeah, that ain't good, man, to spatchcock your own chicken out there. I'm just saying, you want somebody else to baste your bird. Let's call up Amanda Huggins. Oh, bully, 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 bully. Anyway, there's a lot of handles on that family. There's a lot of barbs on that you can get pricked on. Amanda Spatching. She's handled a few birds in her time. I remember seeing quite a few people spatchcock a chicken. You've seen me field strip a chicken in less than 5 minutes, man. I break that mofo down. You'll see it again on Saturday night. Boy. Yeah, when I get back from the East Coast, you get a lot of work to do. That's a great word, spatchcock, isn't it? How you doing, JT? First time I heard the word, I thought, oh, hell no. Dude, you made that up. You crossed a spatula and a chicken. Professor Spatchcock, at your service. My card. It's the chicken laid out. I say, this is quite a chart. This is quite a business card, old chap. You even got your name in artistic rendering. Yeah, that's a spatchcock chicken. Good eye, Governor. Good eye. I'm leaving not this Saturday, the following Saturday, the 28th, and I will be back on the 5th. And I'll have a quick turnaround. I probably have a couple things I got to do up here, and then it's I got to try to coordinate this trip down to Vegas. It might be by way of Reno. It just depends what my days are. I've got a lot of work lined up, paying work and other stuff coming up, so it depends how I get stuff all put together. You know, but I'm thinking of going from Reno to Piss. It's not worth stopping in Carson City. There ain't a hell of a lot. Making the way down, maybe stopping at Hawthorne, looking around Hawthorne a little bit. Walker Lake. And then down to Tonopah, overnight in Tonopah, and then next day on to Vegas. YouTube just censored me. Said, wow, really? Huh? Yeah, YouTube had a major outage last night, or the other night. I keep forgetting to post on a community post that I'm over here. So I kind of hope to get the planter box knocked. I got a lot of content that hasn't even been edited yet. Metal detecting, big repair project I'm in the middle of. Yeah, so vintage audio stuff. I got a lot of stuff in the can. Stuff. I notice anything I put up about vintage audio, people go nuts for that stuff. And then we got to pick out our next project. I think I got one in mind. It's probably going to be an explanation and listening experience. I've got the greatest, it's considered to be the finest analog tuner ever made. And I've never showcased it before. So I'm thinking about showcasing that. I mean, instead of a single gang, double gang, quad, it has a quintuple gang variable capacitor in it. So the signal acquisition is it's a very expensive unit, Kenwood. So I think I'll spatchcock a chicken on top of that this week coming up. Saturday, I don't know what the weather is going to be, if we're going to be clearing up or something. Maybe this crap is going to be behind us. Maybe I'll be able to go crabbing more. I don't know what the wind is going to be like on Blodega Bay tomorrow. I don't mind if it's sprinkly, but I do. Wind just makes it brutal over there. You might find yourself spatchcocked on the side of the rocks down there, blown over. Even the seagulls don't fly. What does that say? You can make a variable resistor between two capacitors. Yeah, same deal. But this thing is so finely tuned, Corky. This unit is legendary. This was when the art of the tuner, now it's all digital, of course, but this is when the art of the tuner reached its peak, the analog tuner. And I remember I paid quite a bit of money for this just because I wanted it. So we'll run that through the 1-watt Wonder. It'll be a nice combo to have. We'll take it apart in the shop and take a look at it. We might replace a few parts in the power supply. So that content will be coming up. I'd like to think I can clear out these planter boxes and maybe get some plastic put down. Have you ever seen a variable inductor with an adjustable? Yes, of course. Induction coils are used all the time on RF and IF. Transformers are just big inductors. We measure inductance in millihenries. We make chokes and other things. 88 millihenry chokes. Yes, they used in speaker as positive, passive volume controls, yeah. Oh, I love the subject too. It's why I've been involved in it since I was 14 years old. I love it. The tuner might give me a chance to use the signal generator for the reference frequencies. They used to circulate motel metals. Have you been to Clovis, Richmond, Burbank, San Jose? I've have a friend in Clovis outside of Fresno. We didn't meet up. I haven't been to Richmond. I've drove past it. I've been to Burbank. I've been to San Jose. I've been to Redondo Beach and Manhattan Beach and Venice Beach. El Segundo, Hawthorne, Inglewood, Westwood, Norwalk, Santa Ana, Canoga Park, Studio City, what is it? Sherman Oaks. I have woken in some very huge examples. I have worked and serviced some very huge examples. There's the boss on there. How you doing, boss? Got a good meat deal today. He sent me a picture of. Yeah. Yeah, the boss has worked on the big scale stuff. It's not the low voltage. He would call it low voltage pussy stuff. But he's worked on the big gear. Is Los Angeles scarier than no. You know, for fear factor, look, you go downtown to 6th Street, Los Angeles Street, Main Street. Okay, you got Skid Row, 2nd Street down there. You know, I wouldn't recommend just slapping skin with the boys and just pulling up a chair and let's just bullshit a while. All right. I mean, when I went to Skid Row, they were throwing bottles at the wall in front of me. Same when the Cecil Motel during the pandemic, it was terrible. They had people sleeping. It was absolutely awful around there. But Oakland is a whole nother level. I mean, the other day, let's face it, I'm listening to the news yesterday, and what the mayor's SUV got stolen. I mean, it's, you know, you got to be pretty skilled to nab an SUV and just use it for basic transportation. They found it in Milpitas. I don't know where the hell they found it. I don't know where the hell it was. You go up International Boulevard, down by the railroad tracks, downtown. It's no joke. Remember, I went there in 2015. It's been 10 years. I learned power in the old suit. Yes, the boss is a power expert. I like to say he's an expert at power and working safely. Some measure of people that dick around with electricity every day don't end up seeing the sunset or the sunrise. It's a failure to appreciate, you know, the dangers. And when you see, you know, when I work on tube equipment and you have some plate currencies that are 1,000 volts DC, it's no wonder that a lot of TV repairmen died over the years with a beer in one hand and a metal screwdriver in the other. Not recommended, but learned and saw. Your electrician's background served you well in life. Afforded you a nice lifestyle, but you worked very hard for it. I remember many a day when I'd be down there and you would come back from work. Dragging that old heap of bones in the house. Don't talk to me till I get a beer in me. Don't talk. Rosie, I know you want to flap your lips. Don't say a word. I have this ability to really tweak the boss's knobs, Corky. You know, the most improbable shit. All of a sudden, you're in the stew. That's it. All of a sudden. Where the hell's that dog? Where the hell it is? Natural physics witnessed on a grand scale. Yes. Yeah, you can go on the internet, up on YouTube, and look up Donnie's story about the guy that got arc blasted at the electrical panel. I never did figure out if that was operator error or what procedural thing they did. It was bad, Corky. This guy was This guy looked like a barbecue hot dog, man. And I don't use that term unadvisedly. This dude got the forces of nature right through his sack. And they use it as like an example study of, I guess, what not to do. Because sometimes these guys got to put on these big silver suits and smoke glass and heavy duty gloves, and they got to get their mitts on that thing. And you got to clear everybody else out of the area and then hit it. I don't know whether it's a knife switch or what the hell it is. I hate to pull fuses from commercial AC systems. You know, and I can't remember what the hell it's called. The activator button or activator switch, or pull out the activator on it and all that. I was on a Train XR80 heater last week. Oh, I've got nailed probably 20 times in my life with 120. I'm a little bit smarter now with dealing with it. I try to be a little more cautious. Didn't make my teeth hurt, but it just sends this terrible. I mean, it's not comparable to anything. You know, it just causes you to seize up, and you know, and if it's 240, you can't let go of it, and then you just die. That's it. Your muscles are just cramped. That's it. Oh, wow. Bad news. It's like when the boss came over and I had that Schaefer Electric do a job from the, you know, I wanted to put some decent power. I don't even think the Shine Shack had power in it. No, it didn't. I wanted to put a sub panel there for the Shine Shack. I'd like to get that thing separately metered, but PG&E's, who the hell knows. But anyway, yeah, I paid this company to come in, and they were to do the drop from to the weatherhead, you know, run a line from the main breaker box, the service, you know, not the service side, the customer side, over through the workshop and then up through the roof through a weatherhead, over aerial, and then down through a weatherhead and down there. And the guys, I kept having flickering lights and things, and I kept having intermittent voltage drops. And, you know, I called PG and the guy come out. Yeah, I don't know. We don't know. I mean, just, you know, basically live with it. So I end up calling the boss up, and I said, boss, this, you know, I'm getting this intermittent and all this stuff. And he's, PG&E said it's just live with it or whatever. And the boss is like, in the electrical world, we don't just live with it. We fix it. Okay. He came up, he got on that ladder at that weatherhead at the back of the workshop there, and man, that thing sparked out on him, It's a wonder he didn't get blown off that ladder. It's a wonder he didn't get blown off that ladder. It turns out that there was an open neutral up on that, and then he got that shit fixed up, and we were all squared away. Then he said, I want you to hardwire internet for all these buildings. And I said, I don't really want to do that. And he's like, you're gonna hardwire all these. The boss, you don't negotiate. He just tells you. So he brings up a bag of, next time he comes out, he's got a big bag of cable and connectors and all that stuff. And I got the videos of running all over the rancho. I ran hardwired to all the buildings and things like that. So I guess it was better when we were moonshining, you could have better access. Yeah, it's not really a ground. It can be a return to ground, but it can cause a lot of problems. It wasn't secured properly. Yeah, I didn't mess it, but it was good to have. I really appreciated having I could do a live stream in the Shine Shack, and I plan on doing them this spring and summer. And I could put the computer there, just plug in the Ethernet cable, and I had really super strong, no worries whatsoever. And it was good. Same thing with the workshop. I could work in the workshop. I put on the Dell Inspiron computer the other day. It was hard, it was connected to the Ethernet right there. So it was a good thing. It was a good thing. And then I put an intercom in between the kitchen and the workshop. And yeah, that's still there today. Because I wanted Missy Jen to just be able to, she could monitor out there in case I blew up or screamed or something. And one time she came running when I blew up a big ass electrolytic capacitor blew up, and she came out. I don't play around with it. I try to be damn careful of it, because I understand on some of the tube equipment, vacuum tube stuff, especially some of these high power amplifiers. Keep one hand in your pocket and the test probe where you want to probe. Learn the lesson. Most of your conductors, Ronnie, you'll have a black, which is hot typically. Sometimes it can be red if you're using a traveler wire. If you have a two-way switch in a room or something, in a house, in a big room, two different switches operating light. But generally, it'd be a black for the hot, the neutral for the return. And then you ground the whole, you have the whole operation grounded there. Black for hot, white for neutral, and then green for a ground. So they all have to be secured very properly. They have to be mounted securely. They can't just be, this guy didn't even secure it down. And, the boss was like, geez, you paid $800 for this mess to be done. These days, I imagine it would be $3,000 or something. But let's just say he didn't have a high opinion. I guess he figured, what the hell, we could have probably just run it over ourselves and knocked it down. But he wanted everything to be, legal and all that. So plus I had to have everything is permitted. If you look up the address of it and the outbuilding, it'll say it's a permitted fully permitted unit. But I would like to upgrade that so people can stay comfortably there on the rancho. So that really entails having something like a Murphy bed that comes down from the wall, and an all-weather unit, split unit. It's really not in bad shape because 10 years ago it was built well. 2014, 11 years, 12 years ago. A Murphy bed would be great and make it more flexible, exactly. Or possibly a really, really good quality sofa bed. And a lot of times when I hear the word sofa, I'd sell the Magnavox, or excuse me, I'd sell the Zenith. No, I guess it's a Magna. I'd sell the Magnavox console. I'd move that out. Move that on. I always plan to do a restoration on that sofa bed in the sofa bed bar in the back. Because you don't always, it's not often it's going to be, but if it's a good quality, a lot of sofa beds that I've stayed on are horrendous with the bars in the middle. Yeah, as voltage to the top, it's a mess. It's not, in other words, it's intersecting. Could you put your own personal meter in? Well, I guess you could. I mean, it's a legally permitted unit. Certainly, they could just slap a meter next to the. It also has 240 if you want to put an electric range in there, that's fine too. So you really have a complete unit. So these are the upgrades that have to be conducted. And I want to have all this stuff wrapped up by the end of summer. Because it's proven that that's a very livable space there. Yes, they're very dangerous. Like I said, I'm surprised that Boss didn't get blown off the ladder. I mean, could you imagine? How you doing, Monkey Boy? Can you imagine getting injured doing that work? And you're like a master electrician? But this guy defines process and carefulness, though. He has a very, coming out of the Navy, he has that Navy training, and then you throw the electrician training on top of that, out of the Navy, plus, yeah, you're going to do shit the right way, the right tools. I think the worst thing for him was having to work with apprentices. And we always laughed and said, Janet, well, I would be like, oh man, can you imagine the apprentice that's working with the boss? Yeah. Well, I always enjoyed working with electricity. I found it very clean work. I never enjoyed the plumbing work. I have to work on that toilet too and get that. I got to put a new flush valve in there. That's nice, clean work, though. Yeah, I like it too. I enjoy it tremendously. I don't know if I could be a PG&E lineman. I just think when we have these horrendous storms like the other night, and it is just pouring rain, and it's lightning and thunder, and shit's gone crazy in the neighborhood, and traffic lights are blinking, and yeah, or it's cold as a witch's tit. I'm not sure I want to be out there stringing up new line. And I mean, I say those guys make their money. Please hit the thumbs up button. We're way behind tonight. I know we're on the B channel. Give a little bit of help here. And then, as I said on tonight's video on the other channel, I'm really considering whether to get a bus and do a bus conversion. The worst part to me would be stripping out the bus. Worst part of getting the damn thing on the property. You have to pre-do the fencing to be able to enable you to get in there. How you doing, Callie? That was a good game today. Hockey game. You were probably watching that gold medal game. Well, Canada lost in overtime. I like the way they do it Olympics. No shootout. You just start playing. Then you play 3 players, 3 on 3. You don't have 5 on 5. You put 3 on 3. So these goofy shootout because these guys are too lazy. Wow, doesn't matter to me. Wow, listen to that. Talk about a chauvinist. It's only your country. That's all. The poor girls are playing their hearts out, and they got some unappreciative schlep up there. Let's I don't care what the NHL does. It's all boring as F to me. All right, let's go get gas. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. We got to gas up. I think Jamaica in the moonlight, sunny beaches and sandy crotches. I think Jamaica in the moonlight. Don't T-bone me and give me a fright. Don't even think about it, dude. Don't even think of it. Can you imagine somebody? I don't care. Those poor girls playing their sacks off over there. People at the bars, every bar in Toronto, Vancouver, Quebec's filled up with people. Go, girls, go, go, go. And then all of a sudden, well, it doesn't matter. What a schlep. What a schlep. Tell me it tells it matters. I mean, we know the Canadian men are going to win. That's like a foregone conclusion. But I'm just saying, this was a hell of an effort by these girls today. One girl even proposed to another girl to get married. Dropped down to her knee at crotch level and then asked the girl to marry her. Well, I mean, I don't know my thoughts on it, but I'm just telling you, it happened today. It was, you know, she seemed insanely happy. I report, you decide. I think Jamaica in the moonlight, sunny beaches and sacks out at night. La bee 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 dee boo doot. To the coconut beach. I saw some sacks out in the moonlight. I think of Cuba. I don't know what the attractiveness of Cuba is. I mean, what the hell? You could fly down to Cancun, Mazatlan, Ensenada. Oh, Ensenada was great. First night I go to Mexico City, I'm walking down the street, and what do I hear? They all got their violins out. They're at this restaurant. Carita, do 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 do, la da da do do, do 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 do. I am the frito bandito. Do 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 do, la da 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 do, do 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 do. I boo 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 boo. I don't know. Tourists got killed in the Dominican Republic the other day. Tomorrow night we got Delilah on the A channel. I think Jamaica in the moon. I don't know if we'll do Delilah. Broad really gets on my nerves. Okay, here's one of these private ambulance services that's outside of the old senior hotel here. There we go. Rocking and rolling, baby. Oxygenate them. You could go to El Coqui, Puerto Rican food. I'd like to be back in San Juan. I know a boat you can get on. La da do 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 boo boo do boo boo ba da ba ba da boo 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 do. Well, the kid pitchers and catchers report spring training underway, Kelly. Should be another great year for Toronto baseball. I'll give you my judgment in June. All they had to do was just retire, get one more out, and they're jumping around for the World Series. And what does the guy do? He goofs up the ball. He goofs up the ball. The manager telling him, all you had to do was get that last out, dude. And you cocked over our whole program right here. Oh, brother. Should be a great year. How you doing, June? Judy, what's going on? I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, I'm gonna shoot up the city, 'cause I've got my AK-47 in my car. Do 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 do. I'm gonna take out some suckers today. Root for the Ravens. It's going to be hard to assess. This is going to be a transitional year. If the Ravens can go 8-8, I'll consider that a decent year. You got Jesse Minter, who's bringing in a whole. All we have to do is really, the offense is fine. It's the defense. These guys are dropping the deep pass. Not dropping it, but the other team's dropping that right in there. I mean, they were running riot on this pass defense. I have no interest in the Jets. Oh yeah, MRIs are not the funniest thing. Neither is a proctological examination. Neither is getting a catheter stuffed up your wiener. Cause it's root for the home team. If the Orioles don't win, it's a shame. Do. Amateur proctologist. Why do you say that, Carrie Class? The Froyo is open. Yeah, this signal always gets weak right here, Ronnie. I don't know why. I got no idea. You have to come to one of my parties to find out. How about that? They have all these observational security things now with blue lights everywhere on all these college campuses. Ribs, rice, and salad. Sounds good. We're going to chow down on some gasoline right now. I think Jamaica in the moonlight. Soon I'll be at the White House. Yeah, I don't know what video I'm going to grab. I'm trying to get something up every day, even if it's just a shorty to say hi. I don't know what they're going to allow me to do in the White House. I'm sure as hell not going to be taking in a battery pack and a selfie stick. And security's like, oh, hell no, dude. Oh, hell no. Yeah, we better get gas up in case this fur starts to fly over in the Persian Gulf. It's all we need. It's like we don't have our hands full with enough crap. That's all we need is fun and games in the Persian Gulf. Man, this, wow, this gas is $4.89 a gallon still. That is absolutely loco, ladies and gentlemen. Loco. There's our police force out in force tonight. All right, we got to make this sharp Baltimore turn here. We can never make it in one go. Here we go again. All right, we always have to kind of back and roll right here. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're waiting to see if we got a break in the action. This boy's gonna jump up to the front right here. I think Hector is gonna finish up right here. We're trying to see where Hector is. I don't know what this person's doing over here. Everybody's going to try to hump me right here. Wow, jeez, you know, like I'm waiting in line. Like, what are you doing? Jeez. Man, I am like the world's worst here. All right, we're putting our gas cap on. We can use this side. All right, she's motoring off. Here we go. Wow, this dude just humped me over here. Come on, honey. Move it out, please. Please. Take it right up to the front. Oh, brother. We put that baby right over the top. Stand by. 435. Woo. Woo. Let's throw some garbage away. Oh, garbage. I think this chick is very irritated. And I'm taking a long time. What's going on, Joni? How you doing, babe? 4:35. Woo-wee! Holy smokes. How's it going, Joni? Thank you. All right, we got to get the hell out of here. We're gonna turn down here, right here, into this here restaurant. It's gonna be a nut slapping time. It's finger popping time. Oh, finger popping time. Yeah, she like got $10 of gas and I'm getting filled up. So she was kind of like fidgety, and you could kind of tell that she was mildly irritated. I don't want to say major irritated, but you could tell that my presence was irritating to her. And I will admit sometimes I have that effect on me. You know, okay, I can probably be a little irritated. Usually people don't like my boisterous, happy-go-lucky attitude, especially very early in the morning. That tends to really irritate people. Like, people didn't like I bounce into work and I'm all, oh yeah, did you see this or that, or did you hear about this? And they're just like, oh, I just need my morning coffee, right? This just tend to irritate people. You know what I'm saying, Corky? Some people are morning people. Some people are night people. And some few small percentage of us are good to go, regardless of time. Like, when I'm on the road at like 4:35 a.m. and I stop into Love's down Highway 5 there, and Avenal, yeah, they're usually not in a real chipper mood in there at that time. And I come bounding in, Corky. Oh yeah, how you doing today? Oh, it's a little nippy out there, ain't it? So how was your weekend? And they're just like, oh man. The one guy's like, oh jeez, Noreen, take care of this guy, please. You could just tell that he was immediately irritated by your presence. Now, I don't know if it's because he had a bad date. I don't know what's going on, or he just might not be a morning, or he might be coming to the end of his shift. It is even possible the person may not even like my look. Sometimes I might irritate people. Just on visuals. You know, it might be that pork pie face or so. I don't know what it is. I try to be a happy person. But I do recognize that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And that self-awareness is very good. I think Jamaica in the moonlight. Please hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done so yet. We've had a very entertaining stream so far tonight. I feel good. We're all gassed up. I could potentially go over to Dagobah. I call everybody Captain. Right? How you doing, Captain? I mean, it's a sign of respect. You board a ship. You don't say good morning, midshipman, or whatever. Good morning, lieutenant. You say, Captain. How you doing, Captain? I mean, it's immediate sign of respect, Corky. In other words, you're assenting to their superiority when you say hi to them. Morning, how you doing, Captain? It's just a habit, you know. It's a Baltimore thing. I don't know how to explain it. You know, I've never heard anybody just go, I'm not the captain. They feel puffed up, actually, Corky. You can see their feathers kind of puff out and their chest kind of puffs out. All of a sudden they straighten up a little bit. Is that a bad thing? I don't think so. Yeah, it sounds like, you know, most guys, like, I don't say it to women, you know, I guess I should. These days, I don't know. I guess I should say it. It's an equal society. Women hold up half the sky. I guess I should say, how you doing, Captain? Yeah, try it tomorrow. It really rings good for people. It really sort of gives you a unique dealio. You know what I'm saying, Corky? You've got a spin on life other people. Is it irritating? Yeah, I'm sure somebody wants to club me in the head like a baby harp seal sometimes. I know that. But you got to recognize your weaknesses. Oh, how you doing, Kale? Beautiful Kale has arrived. Have a bit of Kale with your night. I think Jamaica in the moonlight. I don't know if there'll ever be, maybe they can make a data center out of all of downtown. Who in the hell knows? Could you imagine that? Just make the whole, every office, just string it all together in, right, everything in series and just let her rip. Maybe you wire it in parallel. You got all these empty spots, just fill them up with data centers to crunch craps. You'll hear the humming, that's it. I thought at one time about putting a big solar field out back. You know, and then ramming it to PG&E, but then their buy price, you know, they used to be able to pay you fair value. Now they're like 5 cents or whatever, yeah, sell, Winthrop, get in there. Not Winthrop, but whatever, Wilson, get in there. Wilson, sell. What are you doing? Wilson, get back in there. Yeah, turn the Rancho into a data center. You know, there it is. Right? Offer up that full, you know, 6/10 of an acre back there, or 4/10 of an acre. Yeah, here you go. You can hear the hum of high voltage. You can hear the hum of money. Ooh, what a beautiful thing. You know we don't have that kind of money. Well, you know the rules, Mortar. Contracts are to be settled at the end of trading. Well, I can't remember what the hell the name is. We've had a seat on the exchange since it was founded. Put the seats up for sale. Seize all the holdings of what the hell it is. You know, commodity trading is just a question. And Corky, my big idea is starting to spring to life in the market. I'm not quite ready. I have a point where I can put the word out. I like to hold fire until I'm really sure something's going to happen. I'm gonna email you directly. I don't want to put it public yet. We're going back to the Rancho, hon. I had to go get some gasoline. And then we have a cold wave warning tonight. We're probably going to dip to the upper 20s tonight. It's going to be horrendous out here. Yeah, I'd like your input on it, Corky. Like I said, silver's not done its deal by a long shot, but it's going to be some pretty quiet money for a while here. We're going to have to build a broken ankle here. We have to go on to the disabled for a while and go through our therapy and recovery. So that's going to kind of be, in my mind anyway, it's going to be a side issue for a while. Could be a good trading vehicle. Well, they don't listen to me much either. You look at the few number of people checked out this video series on AI, and I tell people it's no good to after the fact to be able to say, oh, if I'd only done this or that. I just wanted to make sure today I was very definitively on the record this week. If you can't philosophically put together the story I'm telling here and say to yourself, wow, history really does. Well, I sleep with a clean conscience. I don't have any, I feel good. I'm heading to the Rancho, babe. I've got to, I think the Blackbird was coming over to feed the cats. We took care officially to sign over the storage unit today. That's done. It was unofficially done before. I have some work for him next week anyway. Wow, this gas is $4.29 here. I could have done better here than over at the damn doesn't make sense at all. Safeway. It's very cold today, Kale. I am all about sunshine, honey. You know I'm an absolute minimalist. I love the sunshine. So tomorrow night we will be on the A channel for the live stream. Don't know what shopping I'm gonna do. Hopefully the weather. I might be able to do some. I do love the heat. I might be able to do some crabbing tomorrow. I don't know what the wind is going to be. It was horrific here today. The wind, absolutely horrific. So I think Blackbird was going to feed the cats tonight. Yeah, they were. Radio stocks were very hot. AT&T was hot. General Electric was hot. Oh man, don't block me, dude. You can hardly get in your own damn driveway these days. So I'm not going to feed any cat tonight. Oh boy. Yeah, so lots going on. The channel is starting to pick up steam again. Kind of took a few years off. Been ultra busy though. Oh boy. Oh yeah, it's good to be home. It's gonna be cold inside though, I guarantee you that. Jamaica in the moonlight, sandy beaches and sun on your crotch. I think Jamaica in the moonlight. Kelly really shocked me today with that Canadian hockey thing. Do 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 do. You guys are gonna wait. There ain't no way you're gonna get another double feeding out of me. Gabish? Gabish. Gabish. Right, food is there, so I know Blackbird didn't come over. So we'll wait a while. He may or may not show up. I don't know. I never set my clock by Blackbird. All right, let's get set up in here. I think Jamaica in the moonlight. Sandy beaches. I guess we can listen to a little bit of KPFA, Dennis Bernstein. Pacifica Radio. Oh boy. Woo, it's cold in here. I bet it's not even 50 degrees in the house. That's about our limits of our endurance. We can take it. We can take it. Don't worry. I know you're ultra concerned for me. I know something about love. Love, 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 love. You like the way I entertain myself all day? I keep myself chipper. I keep myself happy.
He later became a named plaintiff in a lawsuit against the Geo Group alleging forced labor and wage theft.
Oh.
Reyes was released in
Ooh.
2023.
Ooh.
ICE announced its intent to redetain
Yeah.
him in May of 2025
Turn
after
your.
he was arrested for vandalism. Reyes has been fighting his case in court since May. His attorneys argue he is being unfairly targeted because of his advocacy against ICE. His case has since become a rallying point for immigration activists who have packed his court hearings for months. In July, a federal judge ruled ICE could not detain Reyes without first granting him a bond hearing before an immigration judge, a decision his attorney called a victory for due process. That bond hearing took place January 23rd before immigration judge Stephen Kirchner at the San Francisco Immigration Court on Sansome Street. Dozens of supporters gathered outside for hours, holding signs and chanting. On February 13th, Judge Kirchner ordered Reyes re-detained without bond, according to his legal team. Quadre Velasquez says the ruling came nearly 3 weeks after the bond hearing, and just 10 days before Reyes was set to complete an intensive residential treatment program addressing his mental health.
And so that is why we're asking for committee members to join us in solidarity, to come together once again, so that we can make space to hold our grief and our heartbreak, given that we have been snatched from a community member that is beloved and has deep roots in our community. But we also want to use this grief and this sadness to turn it into strength and power to continue fighting against the systems that currently are in place. And we cannot expect justice and due process to be served under an administration that is so anti-immigrant, is so biased, and also that
Corky, you know what's funny?
To prioritize the well-being of our community members, they actually continue perpetuating punishment, especially for immigrants who were formerly incarcerated, like Guillermo, on their release.
As ICE arrests across the Bay Area continue, drawing little public attention, activists saying tomorrow's demonstration is meant to demand transparency and accountability, arguing that members like Guillermo, quote, deserve access to treatment in their community, not incarceration. The protest is scheduled for 12 p.m. at 630 Sansome Street in San Francisco.
Corky, I'll tell you what. I got my gas and electric bill for the last 30 days, $78. They tell you a little bar how you do relative to other people at this time period. They have poor, fair, good, great, and then up at the very end,
amazing gifts that are
there's outstanding.
What you are paying for,
I was in the outstanding.
Is the news itself.
You're to be commended for your low energy use
that you get from our reporters, all the facts and knowledge that we can hopefully give you to help you be an informed voter.
I mean, wasn't that, I mean, it was just like fantastic.
When you donate.
It's like they wanted to give me the keys to the city or something.
Match. Be the first one on the phone or online. Get us that first dollar, and I'm sure many dollars will follow. So
I can't say I felt a lot of pride. I mean, it's been personal sacrifice, and, you know, getting up in the morning, tiptoeing around. I mean, it's a thing. But you would be surprised. Turn this goof down.
5735 extension 2. We're going to kpfk.org. Thank you, and back to the news. Governors are arriving in Washington for an annual gathering that has traditionally been a show of bipartisanship. But President Donald Trump has disrupted norms by not inviting all
the bottom line,
Maryland Governor Wes Moore, a Democrat,
that you can get used to it. You can acclimate, because I was studying. I made a science of this, Corky. I was studying people that live like in Siberia, like Ugal block. It's like minus 64 degrees. These are the people that are chewing on a piece of blubber when they go to the bus stop in the morning so they don't freeze up outside. Hey, Josh. And I made a study of that. And their average house temperature is like 50 degrees, and they're sweating like pigs in there.
Mike Moen reports.
Right? They're like come in, we take their jackets off. It's like 64 degrees below zero. They come inside. You would think that they're on the beach in Hawaii or something. And they all get used to it. So I thought, how can this be? Then, like, this is the third year.
Says it would only add obstacles for tribal populations and millions of others.
You just acclimate your body. How you doing, Desert?
More difficult for people that want to participate to participate. And I don't think that's what the founding fathers.
So it's amazing.
When they were talking about.
Now, does that mean I want to go out and join an Arctic fighting group, you know, in Finland or something? No.
Claims that natives can use their tribal ID to register. Those groups say tribal IDs, like other forms of government-issued identification, generally don't include place of birth details, which the plan mandates. They also say the change would harm elders born at home on tribal lands and never got a birth certificate. The measure has cleared the House, but political observers say it still faces uncertainty in the Senate. The Brennan Center for Justice notes that numerous existing safeguards ensure that only U.S. citizens vote in elections. Meanwhile, with elevated levels
Swimming
of
in the
poverty
ocean.
and
That's it. That's what I'm talking about.
Siemens says it would be almost impossible for many tribe members to buy a new birth certificate.
And if you have to put milk on the table.
All these people think of 100 reasons that they can't provide ID for voting.
And Siemens says court wins secured.
Yeah, peanuts.
Groups like his are expiring.
Yeah, I eat them
The last
slowly.
thing Americans need is a new deterrent from casting their ballot. The Brennan Center
Oh,
warns
Lord.
other populations would also be disenfranchised by the Save America Act, including millions of women whose married names aren't on their birth certificates or passports. This is Mike Mullen for Greater Dakota News Service.
Warner Brothers Discovery is briefly reopening takeover talks with Skydance owned Paramount.
Who would want a movie studio these days?
While the Hollywood giant continues to back the studio and streaming deal it struck with
That
Netflix.
AI is going to dismember
In a
that shit.
regulatory filing earlier this week, Warner said that Netflix had granted it a waiver to open discussions with
Did you
Paramount
see the
for
video
7
of
days.
Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt
Paramount now has
fighting?
until February 23rd to
Made in
negotiate a
China. It was
possible
amazing.
transaction. But in the meantime, Warner's board is still recommending shareholders support of its proposed merger with Netflix. A special meeting is now scheduled for Friday, March 20th to hold a vote on that deal. Paramount is owned by Trump supporter and
People know it's a
sixth
good
richest
time to buy the
person in
studio.
world, Larry Ellison. Earlier this year, Trump reposted
Some
a
coercive name, I laugh,
article
yeah.
calling to, quote, stop the Netflix cultural takeover.
Of course, it's like the profitability goes up because they don't have to pay actors and actresses.
First went on air. A bold experiment in independent.
Then you have
listener
Fran
support.
Drescher out there with the
Rooted in
screen
the Pacific
actor.
Network,
You know,
the program has grown into a global
oh, this
news
is
outlet
awful.
that centers
We
grassroots
have
voices
to.
and holds political and corporate power.
I gotta
accountable.
call Mr.
As
Sheffield.
concerns mount over media consolidation and democratic backsliding, the mission of Democracy Now! Feels more urgent than ever. KPFA's Lauren
Hey,
Sheep
Revlo.
spoke with host Amy Goodman to reflect on 30 years of
Amy
fearless
Goodman,
journalism
30
and
years,
what the next
Democracy
chapter
Now!
demands of all of us.
Amy, thank you so much for joining us on the Pacifica Evening News, and congratulations on this historic
30 years.
milestone. As 30 years ago today, Democracy Now! Went on air for the very first
How about
time,
that?
and now broadcasts on
And
over
Juan Gonzalez.
1,400 public television and radio stations worldwide. As your team prepares to celebrate in New York, I wanted to ask how you're reflecting on this moment and what it means to look back at 3 decades of independent journalism.
I mean, I just thank everybody who has been part of this incredible project that really KPFA started, born in 1949. And I came out of WBAI Radio, the sister Pacifica station. And actually, Democracy Now! Started on WPFW in Washington, D.C. in 1996. It was just 9 community and Pacifica radio stations.
Wow.
And then the next year we went down a station rather than grow.
Hey,
Well,
June.
we thought it would just be an election show.
Good
And,
deal. You're a good sister.
but people wanted this program. It was just a 9-month election show was going to end because the election was done. I think Clinton won that year. But
Democracy Now!
Global News Hour, and they wanted
With
it more
Amy
than
Goodman
ever.
and
I
Juan
think the
Gonzalez.
hunger for independent voices was so important. It went way beyond an election year. The next year, we committed to broadcasting the voice of Mumia Abu-Jamal, who was on death row at the time
Oh,
in
jeez,
Pennsylvania.
I remember that guy.
And the station that broadcast us in Pennsylvania.
Did they end up frying that guy or what?
Just as we were about to
Abu
go on
Jamal,
air.
did
We
he
had
fry?
picked up this project actually from NPR.
I can't
because
remember.
They had committed to broadcasting his commentaries. They recorded them all. The editor of All Things Considered said they were some of the finest commentaries they had ever heard. But then when the Fraternal Order of Police put pressure on NPR, they put his commentaries in a safe, and we felt we had to pick up the baton and go from there. But then more and more.
Oh, you think he
radio
just died?
stations,
Okay.
community, university, college stations picked us up. And then
Some years
5
ago in
later,
jail,
the
okay.
week
I had
of
forgotten
the
all
9/11
about that,
attacks,
just like
we were
that
just blocked
uprising
from
in
Ground
East
Zero,
Timor.
the closest national broadcast to Ground Zero. We started on one television station in New York, public access, MNN, and then it just took off. Public
It just
access
took off.
stations around the country.
Everybody
started
knows
asking us.
Amy
We were,
Goodman.
sending overnight the videotape because it was, we didn't want to go by snail mail, it was breaking news. And then the NPR stations in towns would say, can we play you? And then the PBS stations, and that's how it grew, station by popular demand. And you know,
Yeah,
it's
thank you,
30
Judy.
years later, Lauren, but it is more critical than ever as we
I hope
see
people
with these
watch it and
corporate
share it.
networks that are consolidating and merging, and the news doesn't make the money, and it also gives them a lot of, I guess you could say, serfs, because it is holding those in power accountable, and the President of the United States doesn't want to be held accountable, and he runs the FCC, so they are caving right and left. And it shows how important commercial.
That's because AI is already impacting graduate
media is,
students.
you know. Independent media is the oxygen of a democracy. And so we are so proud, this brain trust that is Democracy Now! And in that I include all the producers and hosts I work with, Noreen Sheikh and Juan Gonzalez. Juan from the very beginning. And all of the listeners and viewers around the world. That is the community.
This program made possible by viewers like you. Do 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 do.
Right here at KPFA.
This old house.
Over the past 30 years,
Do 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 do
Democracy Now!
do do.
has covered wars, corporate power, climate collapse,
Bring
immigration
back accountability.
crackdowns, and the movement for racial justice. Stories that are often sidelined or silenced by mainstream outlets. In doing that work,
She's lived a life, man.
arrested while reporting, publicly criticized even by a former president during an interview, and attacked for holding power to account. What has
Do 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 do. What does that look like, Canada? What is Finland? Are they decent? Are they going to smash your sacks or what?
In those moments, and how have you been able to maintain the courage to keep going?
Courage.
I mean, we face nothing like the adversity that the people we cover
Courage.
face. I mean, look what's happening in Minneapolis today, or what's happening in Haiti, Timor,
Hey, Bob.
Gaza, Iraq.
Hi, Norm.
When you look at the challenges people face,
Oh, that was a great
I've
show.
always felt that as an American journalist, we have to take the protection of that privilege and really use it to do what journalism is supposed to do, to go to where the silence.
Who has the
to
harder
hear
game?
from people who are not usually
Hey, Alan
heard.
Gentry, how are
It's
you?
not a fringe minority.
Kelly, in your
It's
opinion,
not
who
even
has
a
the harder
silent
game?
majority. It's the silenced majority, silenced by the corporate media. which
Carrie
is why we
Class,
have to
Amy
take the
Goodman
media back, and we hope we're a
disagrees with you.
role model for stations around the
She
world,
believes
a lot
it's
of times
introducing a
independent
fascist state.
journalists, or I should say international journalists,
Finland is
videographers,
Suomo.
documentarians come and do documentaries about democracy now. Like, what are you? You're not a state media outlet, and you're not a private outlet. And we say, based on the model of Pacifica, we are listener and we are viewer and reader supported, as well as some foundations, and that's absolutely critical.
Feeling great. I
You know,
just finished
there's been
eating a
really
cup of Haagen-Dazs
interesting
vanilla
US
ice cream.
documentary made about
I'm
democracy
working on a
now,
beer.
and it's called Steal This Story, Please. The idea of, I think of an exclusive as a failure. Fine to be the first to broadcast something, but then I want everyone to pick it up. Steal this
I don't know,
story,
Carrie
please.
Class. Down in
Well,
Oakland
because
yesterday,
these
the
stories
mayor's
about like
SUV
the
was stolen.
standoff at Standing Rock, or hearing Palestinians
Barbara Lee,
describe
her
their own
SUV was
experience, or
stolen.
Israeli peace activists, all these voices that have been
Not
silenced.
cool. She said, I want you to bring that vehicle
Steal
back.
this story, please. Going to where the silence is. Being
Blackbird
the
said he was going to come over and
exception
feed the
to
cats.
rulers. That is the job of journalists. And what inspires me every day is the courage of the people that we cover. And that is something that is rarely covered. You get this small circle of pundits who know so little about so much, explaining the world's right.
Yeah,
and
the
getting
mayor's
it
car
so
was
wrong.
stolen.
KPFA has always been about something very different, and Democracy Now! Across the week on KPFA in Berkeley, KPFK in Los Angeles,
Everybody
WPFW
loves
on
Berkeley.
KPFD in Houston. The Pacifica family has always been different, and that's what we hope to take to the world, to that broader stage.
And throughout the 30 years that Democracy Now! Has been on air, we've also seen
It's the War and
dramatic
Peace report.
media consolidation, shrinking local newsrooms, and increasing corporate ownership. What concerns you the most about the future of independent journalism, and where do you still find hope?
30 years, that's a long time to keep a program cooking along.
It's
a long time.
Gatekeepers of a small
This broad
number
looks
of
pretty worn
networks,
out, but
and
she's been on the
I
job
know
for a long
that
time.
papers
Cheers,
are
doctor.
in a few major cities. It is decentralized. People are picking up their phones and they're showing images, so it's really citizen journalists, and I don't mean citizens of a particular country. I mean citizens of the world. That's what we are now. And I hope that's how media unites us. It's global. It knows no borders. And it gives a voice to people who are not usually covered.
That is like the best thing of the night, is to
Those
just
truths, I never say one
have a
truth,
beer.
but those
I wish I
truths
could
are
have a
so
shot
important to
tonight, but I keep
reverberate
myself
around the
very
world.
moderated.
And it's critical that we, as journalists, continue to do the work.
I would love to have a
break
shot
the
of
sound barrier. That's
Wolcott
what pushes
tonight,
against authoritarianism. That's really the hope.
just to chase the
An
chill
authoritarian
away.
takeover cannot happen without a passive media, and we refuse to be passive. Amy, it's an honor and a duty we take seriously here in the KPFA newsroom, and we follow in your leadership. So again, congratulations on 30 extraordinary years of Democracy Now!, 3 decades of fearlessness, and on behalf of all of us at the Pacifica Network and the KPFA newsroom, thank you so much for showing us what it means to hold power accountable and center the voices that so often go unheard.
Thank you so much. It's great to be with you all. Can't wait to be on Democracy Now! With you all.
No, I don't really have cheat days. I've lost like 22 pounds. I'm feeling fantastic. And my neighbor claimed we live on stolen and told him to sign his property over to the local.
Another in Clovis, as well as George in Massachusetts, Dave in Santa Cruz, Wendy in Berkeley. We have managed to
Just a wee nip of
So we
Wolcott.
have got that $1,000 match, and
Our plan going forward is to try a lot of different
Incredible. Lauren Schmidt here.
try a lot of different bourbons
Friday
over there.
Night Live from interviewing Amy, who had shared so much gratitude for the work that we do here.
How do you like my,
to celebrate Democracy Now! 30th,
yeah, thank you.
anniversary.
How do you like
today,
my
and I think
sign
that
language
speaks volumes,
interpretation?
And it's an honor and a responsibility we take absolutely seriously.
Cheers.
And thank you so much to all of the donors who helped us meet this match and then some.
I like Heineken beer. Amstel. Oh, I don't know. You and Bird would love it. Oh, you look fine, Kale. Guys don't like skinny.
98% of the way to today's entire.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I don't know.
We made the news match, but we are.
It's as good as my auctioneer. It's good.
$65 away from hitting the 100% goal mark for our entire day here at KPFA. We have a couple minutes on the clock. If you donate now during this news hour, this shows that the Pacifica Evening News is irreplaceable and needs to stay strong on this airwaves. You know, in 2026, while other newsrooms across the country are shrinking.
I know, Carrie Class, you like that. You like that
growing
invitation.
and not retreating, but again, we can only do this work if you step up and continue to become a member. Whether that's $5, $10 a month, or $100 one-time donation, every contribution counts. And you can do that at kpfa.org or by calling 1-800-KPFA. That's 800-439-5732. We're now just $200 away from our daily goal. Again, for the first time in our membership drive, day 3. I know we can do it. I mean,
oh, hey, you know what, Carrie Class?
Independent media.
The world loves a bullshitter. All right?
Thomas
The
Jefferson
world
once said,
loves
"Our
a
liberty
bullshitter."
Depends on the freedom of the press. So, baby, let freedom ring.
Yeah, be in mind. I want to tell you, one of the greatest bullshitting groups of all time was the Cherry Sisters. CHERRY, Cherry Sisters. They were so bad, they were a sensation.
Miss today's newscast?
Nobody ever heard of them.
At KPFA, we get it. Life moves fast.
Oh wow, Callie, let's call the shot police in, honey.
That matters is waiting for you at kpfa.org.
You said, oh, I thought I only got laid on Saturday nights. Thank you.
On your time. When time slips away, KPFA's got you. KPFA, vigilant as always.
When the house is 50 degrees, I'm going to stoke the furnace.
This is 94.1 KPFA, 89.3 KPFB in Berkeley, 88.1 KFCF in Fresno, and
You got to know how to control Callie. She's like a wild child. You never know what's going to come out of that mall. You know, it's going to be Packers, Chargers, Colts, Steelers, Ravens. You just don't even know. Broncos.
You're listening to East Bay Yesterday. This show is about history, but it's not stuck in the past.
Let's begin.
There's an old expression.
You know what my doctor said to me?
Are the windows
My old doctor was like, my doctor was like, all of your
I'm sure. Well,
blood results,
over the past few months for this
blood
episode,
pressure,
now I've got my own little twist on that expression.
weight.
Garbage is the window into a city's
Said
soul.
you enjoy yourself.
I mean, it's not quite as romantic as the original, but
You've
it's
gone
just
this
accurate.
long.
You know, you can tell a lot about a person.
You've lived
a
in,
neighborhood,
you
even a
count
whole
it down.
society by looking
You've lived in the
at their
50s,
So, yeah,
60s,
just feel
70s,
free. Garbage
80s,
is the window
90s,
into a city's
thousands, 10s, 20s.
Looking at our culture,
Said, dude,
from a
you've
lens
lived
of
in
garbage
8 decades.
probably isn't something that most of you consider very often. Most of us don't want to think about
You enjoy
garbage.
life.
We just want to throw it away and never see it again.
You get to a
So,
certain
for
age in
today's
life,
story,
and
the
it's
history of
just
garbage
nobody
and
keeps
what it can tell us
statistics
about
on it
Oakland
anymore.
and the East
You're
Bay.
not going to live
We're
forever.
gonna need some guides, some gentlemen who are deeply intimately
I'm not telling
familiar
you to
with this
take
world.
up smoking
And our first
cigar,
guide
but
will be
enjoy
Bob
your life.
Pesati.
You worked for
In the
50
late
years.
1800s and early
50.
1900s, there wasn't a big garbage company that took care of the whole city like Waste Management does today. Back then, it was mostly Italian immigrants with little horse-drawn wagons.
That's it.
Bob Pesati's grandfather.
Honey,
Giuseppe,
why would you
he was
think
one of
I'm
them.
on something,
Tell
Kelly?
me about how you first got involved in the trade. Was your family involved?
Does it look
when
like
did you
I eat a
start?
lot
How
of
did you
fats
kind
and
of,
I'm just
you know,
stuffing
what was your
myself
entry
with
into
carbs?
the world?
You know, I'm bloated every day.
My grandfather was the horse and wagon.
I'm on such a lean
And then
diet,
my
I can
father,
barely manage a small
born in
morning fart.
1909,
All right.
after about when he was
The
18,
chick problem there with a
he
weed
wanted to be
burner
a
eradicate.
professional
I have no
baseball
idea,
player in his
Jose.
mind.
You ought to
But
just
that ended with
fill
his
up a
father,
5-gallon
Giuseppe, who
gas
was
tank.
also- was a part-time. He burned his back
Just like your
as
carpet
well.
bombing
And told
Vietnam,
him to go
man.
get a
Just
real job.
coat the whole
So my
yard.
dad, Joe, went down there and
Toss.
became a garbage man in about 1928.
You know
maybe
what?
17,
Your
18
tick
years old.
problem is sayonara,
And in
baby. They're
1931,
they're
he was
like
able to buy
Tokyo
a
after the
share
March
in the company.
1945 firebombing.
The company
Okay, they ain't
that
nothing
Bob's
gonna
talking
be
about
alive.
was called Oakland Scavenger, and it eventually grew into one of the biggest independent trash collectors in the United States. The story of how it did that is
Problem
well,
solved.
it's
Sometimes
what
you got to
history
break a
calls
few eggs to
achieving
make an
the
omelet.
American dream. It's a story of poor immigrants grinding their way into the middle class.
Yeah, well,
It's a
sometimes you
story
need
of why
uncontrolled
Now,
violence
one
out
of
there.
Oakland's trendiest neighborhoods used to be called Little Italy.
Uh,
It's a story of old world values clashing with
Ain't
the
nobody
rapidly
like
evolving
ticks.
American culture. And it's also a story of how megacorporations
Luckily, we have very
came to
few
dominate
ticks around
the
here.
business world. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back to Bob and hear about how he came to follow in the footsteps of his father and grandfather.
I went to school in Lafayette, California, and I went to Chico State. And during the summers, I worked as a garbage man.
That's a party
trying to
school.
get some beer money to take home. And after college, I got a job at Campbell's Soup, and I worked for 2 years in sales, doing well. But I knew that if I stayed in that profession, I'd be moving around the country. One fateful November, Thanksgiving, my dad had my brother and myself there and said, "Hey, I just want to let you guys know I'm going to retire in April of next year." And of course, the only way you could become a partner and get ownership of the company at that time was through father
Ticks
and
till
son.
their neighbors introduce
So I had an
rabbits.
older brother
Wow,
who was
why
a
would you
mechanic
introduce
at the garbage
rabbits to a
company, and
neighborhood?
myself selling Campbell's Soup.
Yeah, are you going to send me
And
your
my
book,
dad said,
Alan,
"I don't know
autographed?
what you guys want to do." So I thought about it, and I said, well,
Maybe we
I
could do a
decided
live
to
reading.
hang up the three-piece suit and go back to
Some
being a
tacos.
garbage
Hey,
man.
Amethyst.
So
I
started
can't,
in,
Amethyst, I'm going to tell you, honey.
1974.
I can't remember the last
Oakland
time
Scavenger
I had
was owned by the workers.
Mexican
Which worked out
food.
pretty great for the guys who saved enough
Literally.
to buy a partnership share in the company. But even with this
It could
financial
be
incentive,
a year.
you might be surprised that Bob gave up a corporate job, not wearing a three-piece suit and all that,
Ooh.
to go back to work as a garbage man. Because, well, let's face it, it's not really looked at as a high-status career. Maybe there's even a bit of stigma attached to it. But here's something you probably didn't know about being a garbage man, or at least an Oakland scavenger. A lot of the time, it
Oh
was
no,
actually
I
a
don't
pretty
like
fun job.
ceviche.
Seriously.
I do like
Here's
ceviche,
another
but
guy
not
that
ceviche that's been
know
sitting
most
out
of,
for a week.
to give you a little taste of what I'm talking about.
When you finish your route early, and you go help out another truck, right, for free, man, there's nothing more really special than having like 6 of your buddies running up and down backyards, through back, cutting over hills to the next block, and just like, man, it was, but you want to be there.
Yeah.
You just want to be there with your best buddies, They want to go home.
Teamwork.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, you gag each other, you joke around, oh, yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful, Alan.
You
I can't
probably
wait.
won't be shocked to hear this, but Dino's dad and his grandpa and both his brothers, they were all garbage men too.
I don't want no tongue, no brain.
When I was hanging out with these guys a few weeks ago,
I think if you had the lingua, the tongue, and nobody told you it was the tongue, you might like it. You know, just think about me, Amethyst, when I went to Quiznos, and they served me the sack that surrounds testicles, and called it beef.
Something full. They had 2 dumpsters. You'd open up the food. You'd open up the hills.
What I called to their face, you served me a ball sack sub.
It was like just a fiasco.
Within 2 years, Quiznos was dead.
My brother's downtown Oakland was really bad.
Dead. I said, this is either esophagus meat, because it's stretched like an accordion, or I said it's a ball sack.
Yeah, we just.
And meanwhile, everybody in the store is like,
Put them on your back. You gotta be careful about glass and stuff. And I got stuck with a piece of glass right there. Ooh, I didn't even know my arm was bleeding at the time. You know, just you don't know these things. You know.
Yeah. All these guys had scars from the
I took
job.
it out, I showed, but look at how this stretches. What do you think this is like regular beef? Really?
Lifting up all those cans over the years. It took a rough toll
They
on
just got a deal on ball sack and just cut it up and called it, you know, beef.
Garbage man isn't as
I guess technically it is beef.
apparently it's not nearly as fun anymore either. Oh yeah, this is also a
I
story
mean,
about
like,
the pros and cons of automation.
Yeah, what do you want me to do with it?
I wasn't joking before when I was talking about how garbage is such an
And
important
then the
part
word
of
just spread like wildfire. That was it.
or in some cases fails. One of the reasons I wanted to know about this history is because I was hoping it could shed some light on Oakland's long.
Maybe you want to chomp down on a ball sack sub?
Those of you who don't live here, what I'm talking about is the fact that you'll just see
Except for Amanda
massive piles of
Huggins.
trash all over the place. You know, by the side of the road, in front of people's houses, in parks. There's a group of volunteers called the Urban Compassion Project. They go around cleaning up
Just
some of the
joking.
worst
Let's
illegal
make sure we
dumpsters.
hit the thumbs
And so
up
far,
button, guys.
they've
We're
removed
gradually
about
starting to
500
build some
pounds.
momentum over
This
here
year
on the
alone.
B channel. Don't
Anyway,
forget, we'll be on the A
I have
channel
some thoughts on this.
Back in the
tomorrow
day,
night.
There wasn't a lot of garbage on the street because we let everybody throw it away.
Oh.
You know, nowadays, oh no.
Yeah, I'm on the new
dumpsters
phone,
just
June.
just to drive in. So that's why everybody's dumping it on the street.
Is it okay?
The city will take care of it, right? That's why it's like that. But back in the day, oh my God, we would just nobody. I had a couch, cut it in half. I'll get first half today, next half next day. You know, so we don't want to fill up the truck. So, but that's how we did it back then. There was never any garbage anywhere because we took care of people.
Took it all,
on the
man.
route. Yeah, and they loved you for it. You know, they take it a big, and you watch them. You got guys yelling, "Hey, Dino, you want some eggs? I got some eggs on the grill." But that's how they took care of you, you know. Yeah. I think that's how. If you got a route, you want to take care of your route and the people there. So that's how we took care of people. We didn't charge anybody, or maybe you could have, but I mean, we kind of like just if you want to throw it away, just throw it away. We don't care, you know. Just don't keep us from going forward, though, you know. So yeah, but we had the trucks that were able to do all that.
Yeah, a couple of beers on your can would go a long way. Or sodas. Yeah, or sodas. Yeah, on a hot day, when you had 2 beers and 5 bags extra, they're going, we'd mow your lawn for a couple of beers.
Yes, I eat bologna. Yeah, I don't care about intestines. I don't care. It's okay, Amanda Huggins. You would have probably been mad.
To their garbage man anymore. But we'll be getting into the more nuanced factors a bit later in the episode. So let's get on with it.
Yeah, we would have mowed your lawn for a couple beers.
Yeah. And today we're getting trashed. Wait, no, that doesn't sound right. Just stay tuned. We've got mountains of history to sort through.
They all wanted to be garbage men. We didn't force them.
Everybody wanted to be a garbage man in the family. We didn't force them. You don't need to go to school to be a garbage man.
You looked into becoming a diesel mechanic.
A diesel mechanic. You want to be a garbage man, you be a garbage man.
Furniture factory.
Huh?
We're working about 11 hours a day, making
11 hours a day, you're busting your back, pulling garbage.
So I said, well, I'll go spend the summer, and then I'll go to school. Last summer lasted 34 years.
34
The
years,
first voice
baby,
that
of
you
collecting
discovered was 7 years
garbage.
ago. The
Garbage.
second was her youngest son, Mike. By the time Mike's generation came of age in the 1980s, Italian Americans in the Bay Area had plenty of career options. Mike chose to be a garbage man because of the job security and financial benefits.
There's always garbage to be taken away.
His grandfather's generation, fresh off the boat, they didn't have many options. Most of them couldn't read or write. They were peasants.
Let me tell you, Carrie Class, there's nothing wrong with being a garbage man.
Next voice you're going to hear is from a man who was
I
born in
retired with
West Oakland
$1.2
in
million
1908.
yearly pension.
This interview was recorded in 1981. by
Well,
Oakland
shower a little
Neighborhood
this way,
History
bro.
Project. The man's name was Ed
A
Lavaghetto,
$1.2 million
and his father was one
yearly
of the original
pension.
partners in Opium Scavenger. According to Ed, Italians from different regions gravitated towards different industries.
You could be a
For
scavenger.
example,
I pulled
immigrants
some
from
great
Sicily
stuff
and
out of
Naples
garbage.
mostly
Great
worked on
stuff.
fishing boats. Ed's family,
Yeah, once you're
along with
unionized and if you're in, you got it made. Like the longshoremen, the senior guys maybe work 5 hours a week.
The Italians that
Full
I was
pay.
associated with or knew
I'm
were
glad,
one
Icy.
particular dialect.
Very good.
Genovese
Praise the
dialect,
Lord. Thank you very much.
the
Thank you,
Italians
God.
from Genoa. And also called Ligure.
By the way, anybody wants to support the channel, it's very appreciated. It's been very lean times.
The Ligurians were called Genoveses, also pronounced with a Z. Zenese, that's the way they call themselves. And
I appreciated that little shot of
the Zeneses, the Genoese.
that little shot of Wolcott. That was good.
Spoken language, is not written. And it was a language that was entirely different from the other city-states. You know how Italy was composed of city-states, walled cities, and Genoa was a walled city. And so
This guy's plucking my nerves. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight. I was much later
from the other dialects.
getting started tonight. I had to meet Blackbird over at the storage unit for the official signing over. I got work for him next week.
Listening to East Bay yesterday on KPFA.
If you've not hit the thumbs up button, please take a second to do so. I'm going to bail out. I want to thank my moderators for everything that you do.
Thanks to Liam's organizing chops.
You are the wind beneath my wings. Do not forget.
Limited edition. Thank you, Gary.
Tomorrow night is on the A channel.
Which is.
Good night, Dr. Frankenstein.
Walking tour of downtown.
Tomorrow night will be on the A channel. Make sure to check out that AI video today. Leave me a nice comment.
11 a.m. and lasting about 90.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Liam is an
Thumbs
amazing
up
tour
are
guide.
appreciated.
We would love to have you along. We only have spots for 25 people.